Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Eva, and in this video I'm going to share a little bit about low vibrational energies and specifically around the energy of fear, because I'm gonna upload a meditation over the next few days, and I specifically target the energy of fear and clear the energy of fear. And there's kind of a lot that can be shared about fear and in general about low vibrational energies, but I'm just gonna share some important information here. Okay, so first of all, we have low vibrational energies in our system because of different reasons. So they pile up throughout our lifetime. When we are very young, and we have low vibrational energies like fear or anxiety or anger or whatever, we experience them in the present moment. And then babies, for example, they just cry or they scream and so forth, and the energy leaves the system, and then the energy is fully gone. So this is how the system in the most optimum way functions. And then, when they get a little older and they are not being able to live through their emotions in that kind of way. And this is just very natural because, when we are in school or kindergarten or I don't know, out in public, we can't really have a meltdown. And this is just naturally kind of closing down. And then what's happening is that the energies are getting stuck. So when we don't live through them fully, they're just getting stuck. And so from a certain age on, energies, low vibration energies, also high vibration energies, but specifically low vibration energies we're talking about, are getting stuck in the system. And when we are adults, it kind of piles up quite a bit. And then we also have past life influences. So when we have these low vibration energies in our system, and past lives had these low vibration energies as well, and some past lives are influencing. So this is just, what's the best word to this accelerates the experience we already have with these energies right now. And then also ancestral influences, so influences from our parents. And then, of course, there's the collective as well, and so forth. So we kind of can resonate when we have fear, for example, and there is fear from our parents, we find resonance. When we have fear coming in from a past life influence, we have resonance in our system. When we have fear from another person, from like collective stuff, we find resonance. So it's in the end, everything is meeting in our system, body mind system. So when I talk about the system, is the body, the physical and the energy bodies around the body. So this is where the energies are stuck. And yeah, what we can do about it. So we find resonance. What I mean is, in a story somebody shares, a fearful story, it might have not even been fearful for that person, but it is then fearful for us because it triggers up these energies that are in our system. Same with collective stuff, news, it just triggers up these energy. They are old energies, they are from the past. So they get triggered up and then they are present. And then, we feel them, and then the mind starts creating stories. And it can create stories from all directions, why we are fearful, like how we're going to act in certain situations and so forth, and what might happen and so forth. So there can be like stories over stories over stories, and this can go on for hours and days. And, by having these stories in our minds and basically basking in them and expanding them, the fear energy and also all other low vibration energies as well, what we're experiencing, they just stay there. They're not moving through. And this is then, again, these energies are getting stuck and so forth. So it's like a circle kind of thing. Yeah. And what we want is, or what we can do if you want to, it's possible to clear the system from low vibration energies and then also high vibration energies, because what we want is, we want to experience in the present moment the emotions that are coming up because what we are experiencing. So, there is an experience in the present moment, emotions are coming up, thoughts are coming up and so forth. And then when they are there, amazing. And then, after a certain amount of time, the situation changes. So, something, the next experience comes in. And then these energies are just moving through the system, and then they're fully gone. So they're not stuck there, they're just gone. And then the next one comes in and so forth. So having like this flow of energies That's just very important, to have a flow of energies, never stopping flow. And we can experience all sorts of emotions in the present moment, but it also has to do with what kind of emotions are still there, or what kind of possibility we still have to experience certain specifically low vibrational emotions, because we don't need fear, for example. We don't need anxiety or anger or hate or resistance and so forth. Like, we don't need these energies. They're not necessary for our life experience. They are there. If we don't like something, a dislike is enough, or a preference of something, like an information from a system, but I prefer this or that, is enough. Like, we don't need to have fear of a certain situation so that we don't act on it, that we don't choose it, for example. Just an impulse of what we prefer is enough, or what we don't prefer. So I'm just going to stay with the energy of fear. We have a lot of layers, because the core fear is the fear of dying. And then there are a lot of layers on top: fear of the future, fear of having low vibrational experiences, some negative experiences, fear of illnesses, fear of the future, fear of a breakdown of the system, of wars. I don't know, like, there are all sorts of different fears, of personal ones, losing a job, or not having enough money, or not being good enough, not being loved, not having a relationship, so forth. So there are a lot of different layers of fear, but the core fear is always the fear of dying. And it's also not necessary, because some people might say, yeah, but then if I'm in a dangerous situation, fear is needed. No, it's not needed. That's a misunderstanding, because when you are in a dangerous situation, all you need is, like, the body mind system has an intelligence. Like, your body knows when there is something dangerous moving towards you, that you're gonna move away from it, that you run, that you hide, that you, I don't know, do some sort of action. So, and this is just come with an impulse. Okay, you see that the the fearful event coming towards you, and then the solution comes up. Okay, what you need to do to move away from it. Like, the survival instinct is very strong, and that's there. So we're not gonna remove the survival instinct, and this is part of the body mind system anyways. If, on the other hand, fear, if you experience fear, it's really like the emotion fear rises, and then it's overwhelming the current experience, and then there is no understanding of, or it could hinder the impulse of what you need to do. Like, you freeze, for example. You don't run, you freeze. So basically, fear is just not needed. This is all I want to say here. Fear is not needed, and also not other low vibration energies. They're just not needed. It's okay to have them as information. We don't prefer the situation for this and that reason, but in the end, it's enough to have a preference, to understand, I prefer this or don't prefer this. I don't need to have all these low vibrational energies there. It's just no need for them. So it's like outdated, old version of human, or current version of human, but then the new version of human, or the version we're moving towards, doesn't have any fear or all the other low vibration energies. They're just not needed anymore. And also, what I want to share is, when you, for example, you do some sort of spiritual practice, and then you experience low vibration energies coming up. We often do these practices to have this result. We want to bring these energies up and move them out of the system. So, I mean, my work is targeting that, right? And most of the times you won't even feel the low vibration energies leaving the system, because this is just, the work I do. But there are other possibilities to move energy through, and they're totally fine as well if you choose to use those. Just saying, for example, using mantras, using breath work, using some other sort of spiritual energy you're connecting that helps to move out these low vibration energies. Malas, there are different possibilities. And then when these energies are coming up, you don't need to sit in them or in your everyday life experience, because you have done some meditation before, or because you're on that path and you're doing this work. Then it's also possible that stuff is just coming up during the day. Or, and I have to add this as well, when it's just being triggered up. So either you you're working on this to bring this up, or it's just happening by itself anyways. And trigger is one of the main reasons for why energies are coming up. So somebody says something or a situation happens and then this energy comes up. All I want to say is when these energies are present in your system, coming in whichever way, you feel them from like top to bottom. They're just there. So you are in fear, you are in anger, you are in annoyance, whatever energy that is, and you experience that fully. And how to get rid of it, because it's pushed up, and then it's all about moving these energies through. Like, you don't need to sit in them. It's very important. There is no gain in sitting in these low vibrational energies, not at all. It's all about moving them through. So what I recommend is, when this is happening, because I know this is happening for people, during the day. I mean, this could also be like cosmic energy influences that are currently coming in, or the solar flares, or in general the collective. There's a lot of energy a lot of energies coming in. So there are a lot of reasons why low vibrational energies are coming up. So this where is light, there is low vibrational stuff coming up. So I like to talk about it in a way, it's like you have a glass of water and then you pour oil into it, and right away the oil is gonna surface, because this is what light is doing when it comes into your system, pops the low vibrational stuff right on top. Then try to move it through as fast as possible, or different possibilities you can use. You can give them away. So if this is something you like to do, so you just choose one, because they all work, or some work for you, some might not. So you give them away, you give them to the Divine Mother, you give them to God, you give them to the universe. So thank you for this energy, because it's not yours anyways. It's an old, sometimes from the past, something that got stuck. Old one, give it away. It's not needed. You can do one of my YouTube meditations. So basically choose any meditation on YouTube, for example, whichever topic you feel drawn to, and do that one, because they all are helping to open up and expand the system and bring in light. And this is basically enough to help, when you're sitting in something in the present moment, to move it through. Choose any of them. I mean, Next Elevations, of course, is an amazing possibility, because it just basically the energy from top comes in and grabs the low vibration energies and helps them to move through a lot quicker. Then when you do breath work, continue on doing it, because I know some people then stop, when it's getting tough, they stop. But the breath work also helps to move the energies through. Meditate with light. So you can also sit down, ask for opening, expansion your system, and ask for light coming in if you just want to do it by yourself somewhere. I always like to do it. For example, I open up the bottom of my feet, grow roots into Mother Earth, and then I open up the top of my head, and then bring in the light, and then allow the energies, the low vibration ones, and all I don't need, to flow through the roots into Mother Earth, thanking Mother Earth for taking on these energies and neutralizing them. This is also a way of doing it. So there are just different ways. They all work. You can choose the one that works for you, to move these energies through. And so there's the part of moving them through, and then there is the part of bringing them up, so that you have less and less. And this is, of course, what I recommend. I recommend clearing the system as much as possible. Like, you will feel the difference anyways. When there is less low vibration energies, automatically your vibration is rising. You feel a lot better. Like, there will be automatically more joy present, more happy moments. Life will, be just the experience of life. Even if life doesn't change itself, life is the same, have the same job, same family, whatever, like same experience on manifestation. But also, like, how you perceive it. This is very important. I mean, of course, then when you raise your vibration, life starts to manifest in a different way as well. So this is also, goes hand in hand. But just saying, it's also about where you're coming from. You just see life differently. You see the world differently. And this is about joy now. So we're moving into joy. This is also moving from like the current version of human to the future version, if you want to call it like that, experiencing a lot more joy. And with the joy, we are moving there. So joy is an important part to move to the new version, to the more optimized version. It's a higher vibration. We are creating our reality, right? So how we create our reality through the energy of joy is totally different than from the energy of fear. By being joyful, we're not just influencing our own system, but also other people's system around us, and also the collective consciousness. Because if we are experiencing the energy of joy, so we can be joy, but then it's like we're also channeling this energy. So it's not just we're experiencing in in the present moment, but it's also coming in, and then we contribute to the collective consciousness. And yeah, and basically live a life from joy. Like, this is the goal. And then by moving towards joy, healing and clearing is happening, expansion is happening. You're more connected to light, you're more connected to your higher truth, you're more connected to your true nature, or the opening is happening, wherever you need to go. So joy is very important. And also life experience itself is a lot more important when we experience joy. And then also how we manifest our own reality. Because a reality from joy versus a reality from fear feels like we live on a different planet. It's just life manifests differently. What you experience here, which people you meet, the opportunities you have, and so forth, they're totally different from joy than from fear. I mean, it's massive difference. So I recommend really working towards living a life from joy. And also by doing that, a lot of beliefs, for example, or learnings, or things we picked up throughout our lifetimes, misunderstandings, are going to show itself, because we learned many times pick other options over what we would prefer, that are more realistic, or that are, what other people would do. We were not picking us, we're picking what other people would do. So it moved us kind of away from ourselves, like what society would do, what our parents would do, and so forth. So we kind of followed their direction and not so much ours. And you can try to become aware of what you actually enjoy, or what you're doing because you think you need to do it. So really look, where is the limitation? So if you would choose joy, and then there is like, no, I'm not choosing joy, I'm actually choosing something else. Why are you choosing that? And then again, there's something that you can clear out of your system. You can, just let this go and choose that what's joyful for you. And joyful for you is like, it starts with small things, and it's accumulating, like all choices you make through your day. And it doesn't mean specifically that it means ecstatic joy, but it's in resonance with you. So we start with that. It resonates, joy of existence. That's the joy of existence, resonance. And then it can also be like ecstatic joy, of course, it can be there as well. But this is not mainly what I mean. What I mean is just being in alignment with how your day is unfolding, how your life is unfolding, that you like it, that it resonates with you. And if it doesn't resonate, let it go. Look why it doesn't resonate. Maybe there's something you can let go so that it does, or maybe just this doesn't resonate anymore. So there is the difference between joy of existence. I would probably also say, just for understanding reasons, resonance, because joy is not always like ecstatic. Yeah, and then life itself will change a lot when you just choose joy, because a lot of things will fall away. I can definitely tell you that a lot of things will fall away when you choose joy over I have to, I must, this is supposed to be like that, and then so forth. A meditation I upload specifically for clearing the energy of fear, because this is the lowest vibrational one, and this is the one we want to target. I mean, we all want to target all, but this is the most important one. And also, if you feel like you want to heal and clear low vibrational energies, every now and then I have a group session. So they are on every week, where I work on healing and clearing those specifically. So I target those low vibration energies. And yeah, so, okay. Thank you very much for watching. Don't be fearful. There is no reason. And if there is fear, it just means it needs to be healed and cleared. It needs to go. We don't need it. it's outdated. Let's say it like that. All right. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, because I talk a lot, I might have left something out. You can always ask me. Please write a comment in the underneath the video, and I always answer. And also, if you wanna share something about your experience, please also let me know. It's always interesting. And I know a lot of other people are reading the comments as well, so other people are also benefiting from your comment if you want to share something. And it would be amazing if you give this video a like if you liked it. And yeah, that's all from me. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.